Okay, so now we're going to talk about writing equations. Now, we've written equations from graphs, but we have never written an equation from just a point and a slope. Now, there's a special equation we're going to use is point-slope form, and it's right here. So usually we've been using y equals mx plus b because we know the slope and the y-intercept from a graph. But since we don't know the slope and y-intercept, since we don't have a graph, we're going to use slope-intercept form. So y1 and m and x1 are all going to be numbers when you're actually doing this equation. So you're going to have x1 and y1 from a point, and m we know is our slope. So whenever you're doing this kind of equation, like whenever you're writing it, you should be setting up like a little template for yourself to just fill in the blanks. So it should be y minus blank equals blank, x minus blank, okay? And this is going to be where you put y1, 1, and m, and x1, okay? On the Go formative, I've tried to put this in all of them, but eventually you have to get used to like writing this yourself, okay? So here's the first question. What is the equation of the line with a slope of 3 and goes to the point 1 comma negative 3? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to label our slope and our point, and we're going to label our slope with m and our point with x1 comma y1. So in my question over here, it says my slope is 3, so I'm going to put an m on that, and it goes through this point, so we're going to label x, y, and they're the only points, so 1s, okay? Then we're going to plug them into point slope form. So when I'm talking about this template, so I'm going to copy this template down here, y minus, I'm leaving a blank, equals blank, x minus blank. Okay. So then I'm going to plug these numbers in here. Well, here's supposed to be y1. This is the m. This is where x1 goes. So here we go. I'm going to put my numbers in there. So my slope was 3, so I'm going to put that where the m is. And then my point is over here. My x1 was the number 1, so I'm going to put that here. And then my y1 was negative 3, so I'm going to put that over here. Check. So now I'm going to have to solve for y to convert it back to slope-intercept form. Some of the questions on your formative just want you to leave it in point-slope form. So we're going to talk about what that means. But the first step you need to do is if you have any, we're going to change, if you have a double negative, so you have the minus sign, but then your number is also negative, we need to change those to a plus sign. So I'm looking in here, did I have any double negatives? Yes, I had it right here, minus negative, so I need to change that to a plus sign. Do I need to change the one over here? No, because that's just minus. So now this is y plus 3 equals 3 parentheses x minus 1. Okay, now if it just asks me for point slope, this is it. This is point slope. But if I want to turn it back to slope-intercept form, that means I have to solve for y. So we're going to solve for y. So to solve for y, I draw the line. And I'm multiplying my parentheses first. That's the first thing I do. So times 3 times 3. 3 times 1x, that's a 3x. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. And you would type that, multiplying into decimals. This side just drops down. This is the same, y plus 3. And then I'm going to move, because I want y alone at the end. So I'm going to move this plus 3 to the other side. So I got to do the opposite, minus 3. I'm going to subtract this underneath the naked number over here. Okay, we're dropping down 3x, that stays the same. And negative 3 minus 3, we would type in decimals and we would get negative 6. And now this is in slope-intercept form. So this is my answer. Okay? So I know it looks confusing, but we just got to keep practicing it. It does get easier. So let's do one more together. This one says, what is the equation of the line with a slope of -2/3 and goes to the point -9, 4? So I know, if I'm writing the equation of a line and I don't know the y-intercept, that I got to do point slope. So y minus blank equals blank, x minus blank. And this is coming from y1, and this is where I'm going to put slope, and this is where I'm going to put x1. Okay, and up here I'm going to label what is my slope, my m, and what am I going to label x1 and y1. So where's my slope? Oh, it says slope right here of -2/3. So I'm going to put an m, slope. Over here is my point. I'm going to label that x1, y1, just like we do when we're finding the slope using the formula. So I'm going to put these numbers into this equation where they belong. So what goes right here is y1. Well, what number was y1? It was 4. So I'm going to put 4 right here. The next number is supposed to be m, the slope. Well, what number was the slope? Right here, -2/3. Okay, and then the last number is supposed to be x1. So that's over here, -9. Okay, so I have all my numbers plugged in. I'm checking, do I need to change any minus negatives? Do I need to change any of them to a plus sign? So I look over here, that just says minus, so that stays the same. I look over here, oh, that has a double negative. So I need to change that to a plus. So I have to copy everything back down. So this stayed the same, equal sign. This stayed the same, and this changes to x plus 9. So this is point slope form. If it asks me to solve for y, like into slope intercept form, then I need to keep going and solve for y. So I'm going to draw the line down my equal sign. And I'm going to multiply. This -2/3 needs to multiply into the parentheses. So -2/3 and -2/3. 3. So -2/3 times 1x, you would type that in Desmos and you get -2/3, had the x, still write the x. -2/3 times +9 is -6. You definitely should be typing that into Desmos. Like, do not try to do that in your head. Equal sign. This side just drops down. We didn't do any multiplying over there. All right, and then my goal is to get y alone. So what needs to move? This 4. I need to do the opposite. So instead of -4, I'm going to plus 4. Am I going to plus 4 with the -2/3 or the 6? I'm going to do it with the 6 because they're both regular numbers. They do not have an x. I'm going to drop that down. This 4 cancels. So I get -2/3x. -6 plus 4, you type into Desmos and you get -2. And then this is my answer. Okay? If you need to, you can watch parts of the video again. Otherwise, you're going to start on the formative. The first step you should be doing is writing down the pink part. So just the template with the blanks. If that is not already there, you need to write that down first. So you can go ahead and start.